Hey everybody, welcome back to JM Motors Unlimited. Today I want to show y'all my new parts bikes I got. Got a 185s. It actually has this super rare electric start, aftermarket electric start on here. It's got the solenoid over on this side and the battery box. So I'm glad to have that. I'm going to use this one for parts for mine. It's got a bad frame. So unless I come across a good cheap frame somewhere, I'm gonna use it for parts for that one. I'm gonna try to put that electric start on there if the starter works. I'm gonna test it and probably get it rebuilt. And I also got this one. This is a Honda 250 SX 1985. 185 is a 1982. Mine's a 1981. This is a 1985 250 SX. We just got back with them today. I've been messing with them a little bit, just doing a few things to them. So I'm gonna definitely try to get a new frame for this one. It don't really look bad at first, but once you get to looking at it, it's all rotted out underneath the motor, and the bottom shock mount kind of rotted and stuff like that, just little places on it. So he said he had it running a couple months ago in November. This is June, the beginning of June. He said he had it running in November, and he showed us a video of it. It had no smoke and it sounded perfect. So I'm probably just gonna get this one running, and because that tire don't hold air, this one's held air and the front one's held air for a little while. I'm just gonna get it running so I can just crank it up so it ain't sitting up. I might get it where I can ride it around the driveway and stuff like that, but I'm not actually gonna ride it until I get a new frame. But it doesn't have a gas tank. I got the rear plastics in the seat over here for it. Got the little toolbox in it. That's the plastics for the 185. So the 185 it don't have good compression and it don't have no spark. So this is missing the cable for the decompression and it's just flopping. So I think the cable, the decompression might just be stuck halfway open and it's making it not have any compression. But unless I come across a good deal on the frame and all the parts I need, I'm probably just gonna use this one for parts, because the frame is really bad on this one. It's all rotted out down here, you can see. It's pretty bad. And the muffler still has the inner baffle in the tip. Mine don't have that no more, it was taken out. So I'm gonna use the tail light. It's a little broke, but I'm gonna be able to repair it. I'm gonna use the tail light and the starter and stuff like that on it. So you can keep an eye on my channel, see what I'm doing with them and what I end up doing with the 250, how I get it running, get it back running, and what I end up doing with the 185. For now, I'm just gonna take the starter off of it and see if it works. So that's what I'm gonna do in this video, and you can follow along as I work on them and see how it comes. So it looks like all they did was just put a flywheel and a spacer, a gear and a spacer on this flywheel, and it hits this gear in here whenever the starter spins, and you just put your basket back on and you can still catch it with the dogs on your pull rope. That's pretty cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the starter wire off, then give y'all a better look of what they did for the conversion. So I got the starter wire off without messing up anything, and you can see the spacer down in here and the gear they added on. Generally this basket here would just be bolted straight to this flywheel you see in here, and so they just added the spacer and the gear. It looks like it might be all one piece. I can't tell yet. I have to see when I take it apart. And then this gear just hits this gear you see sticking out of here when the starter spins and spins over the bike. So if this starter's good, or I can get it redone, get it rebuilt, I'm gonna try to put this on my 185, which I should be able to. So I took the starter off of this little bracket here and I tested it and it spun, so I know the starter's good. So I'm gonna pull all the flywheel and spacer and everything off of here so I can put it on the mine when I get ready to, and then I just need to take all the wires and measure them, and I'm gonna get some new wires, and I'll probably get a new solenoid while I'm at it, and probably try to build a better battery box. It's more out the way of the tire, because that's really not a very good good place for one. I mean, that tire is almost rubbing right there, so I think it probably will rub my bear claws. So I'll probably try to build one where it'll mount like up underneath here behind the airbox or something like that. I'll figure something out how to mount one. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the gear and spacer and everything off of there and see how that is and clean it up. So I'm just gonna take this long screwdriver here and put it through these two holes in this basket. Or I'll just put it this way, and then rotate it around till it hits, and that'll keep it from just spinning the motor as I try to loosen these up. So usually, without the electric start, this basket would just go on the flywheel just like that, and it would have just some little short bolts that go into it. But they had this spacer behind it and this one in front of it to hold it far enough away for the starter to hit it, and they had long bolts in it. The original bolts wouldn't be but probably about this long right here. They're real short. So I'm just gonna leave this right here like it is right now, and I'm gonna try to clean this stuff up some. So I got those all cleaned up. The spacers are aluminum, so I don't have to worry about them rusting or nothing. But this gear is steel, and it's kind of rusted, so I might sand it down and just spray it with some black paint I got around here. I ought to be able to find something just to keep it from rusting anymore. Then I'll get me a solenoid. Probably go ahead and get a new solenoid while I'm at it. Just a generic one from O'Reilly's or something. And get some new cable. And build me a battery box. And I ought to be good to go.